Hello, everyone. Welcome to an emergency CobraCast. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and we got a lot to talk about. All right, we don't have much time to waste because I still got Tuesday night's main event, but so much has happened today. No intro. We're coming in hot and heavy with the big news. We have so much to talk about and such little time to get there. So I want to say hello to everyone. I see the 199s in the chat, and I appreciate all of you being here as always. Dude, today has been crazy. It's been wild. And of course, we've come to expect this. You know, we got Donald Trump just dominating the polls right now, and that makes them very nervous. That makes them very, very, very nervous. Obviously, with the civil trial, Donald Trump has now been found guilty. And I said that's as the news that we get a report that Donald Trump opens a 41-point lead over GOP primary field. A 41-point lead. So, of course, what do they do? Of course, we know what just happened, and we're going to talk about all of that. Benny had a great tweet talking about the situation with Trump right now. And right here it is. This is a perfect tweet that kind of really explains this whole situation. Lady, you raped me. Guy, no, I didn't. Lady, yes, you did. Guy, when? Lady, I don't remember. And then that lady goes on and says, rape is sexy. Guy, this is insane. I'm suing you to prove it. Okay. New York jury, he didn't rape you because it was confirmed that he didn't. And the guy says, thanks. New York jury, now pay her $5 million. And that's where we are right now because we live in a literal clown world, and they will do anything in their power to stop Donald Trump. They will do anything in their power because they're so nervous that Trump can't be stopped. So they're going to try to do everything in their power to try and stop him. But it will not work. All you're doing is strengthening MAGA. The more you do this, all you're doing is making people rally around Trump. Have you learned nothing? Donald Trump has surged in the polls since this arrest happened, since he was indicted. He has surged in the polls. You have made this man more popular than he even was before. People are done with this. People are sick of this. And now with the news that we just got that Tucker Carlson has announced, wow. And the internet is officially broken. So I see all of you in the chat. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Real quick, we got Chef Nick Nero. I am delivered. Celluloid Dream, Jeremy, you fig. Ronan the Crusader. Emergency CobraCast. Let's go. 199. Anthony says I sent a $5 super chat. Was that yesterday? I think I missed that, man, and I apologize. I'll see if I can track that down. I appreciate it, Anthony. Zenny Biscuit. This sounds a lot like Justice Kavanaugh's situation a few years ago. That's exactly what it sounds like. So let's talk about the big news of the day right now, and that is Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson only an hour ago posted this, and it already has 3.5 million views. Tucker Carlson has totally destroyed the internet. I think this is a massive game changer. Everyone was wondering what's Tucker going to do because he is the guy that has the most juice right now. And so now, here we go. Let's listen to Tucker's announcement in its entirety.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. You often hear people say the news is full of lies, but most of the time that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year.
Yes.
What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
Whoo, bro. This is massive. This is a huge, huge shift. And I mean, for him to say that he's bringing his show to Twitter, what does this mean? This means that Elon Musk is putting a lot of money behind Twitter to change it. It's going to have to change in order for it to be what they want it to become. And they are doing that. They are doing that with the subscriptions, which, again, I've applied for subscriptions. I've been waiting. I know a lot of people that have been waiting a long time for that approval. But from a content creator standpoint, Twitter could be a viable competitor to YouTube in within the next year. It really could. And Tucker now is going to change the game. He's going to change the game. The next thing that needs to happen, Trump has to come back to Twitter. Trump needs to get back on Twitter. I love Donald Trump. He needs to get out of his own way right now. He's got some type of thing with Elon or whatever. He needs to let that shit go. He has 90 million followers on Twitter. Trump needs to get back on Twitter immediately. Drop the True Social garbage and get back on Twitter. You need your voice out there to the biggest platform and the biggest amount of people you can get it out in front of. True Social ain't it. You are speaking to Trump supporters, and that is the only people you are talking to on True Social. Get back on Twitter. Twitter is about to change the game. This is a big shift. And I mean, we have to thank Elon Musk for this. Elon Musk went out there and purchased Twitter, and it was a pretty difficult process. I think he's done some good things and he's done some annoying things. I don't think it's perfect by any means. And I've actually criticized Elon quite a bit for what has happened on Twitter. But overall, he's still been a huge net positive for the platform. And it's a massive difference from what it was under Jack Dorsey. And now with Tucker Carlson being fired out of nowhere by Fox News, and there's more to that story as well. We're getting more breaking news about what might be happening and why Tucker Carlson was fired. Let me see if I can find that story really quick. I think that I bookmarked it right here. So here's what we're hearing about Tucker. Tucker Carlson was told by a member of Fox board that he was taken off the air as part of the Dominion settlement. Two sources briefed on the conversation told Axios. So right there, Tucker Carlson comes out swinging against Fox. Tucker Carlson accuses Fox of fraud, contract breach. This is getting wild. This is getting wild. So settle in, because with Tucker Carlson, I know a lot of people hoped he would go to Rumble. I don't know if Rumble's ready for Tucker. I know Rumble's big, okay? I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if they have the infrastructure to handle. I mean, like yesterday when I did CobraCast, I sat there for almost 10 minutes waiting to try to set up my live stream for Rumble. and it just kept hanging up. It would not actually process on the back end. Now, I don't know if other creators that have bigger followings are having less of an issue, but I always have little bitty issues with Rumble. I love Rumble. I love what they're doing, but they still have, they've got a ways to go, and that's not their fault. They've done a great job. I love what they're doing, but in order to handle the amount of traffic and the infrastructure that is needed, like to compete with YouTube, it's a huge process. It's a massive process. I want Rumble to continue to work, continue to get better, but little things like that, like when I'm getting ready to live stream and I'm setting up my live, you have to go and manually kind of set things up, and then you have to input them through the server on the StreamYards. All this, a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but through doing it through Rumble in the back end, more often than not, it just kind of hangs up there and it doesn't actually process. So little things like that. So anyway, you know, there's a great opportunity to have more platforms. I don't think we need one competitor to YouTube. I think we need multiple. And right now, Twitter, like if you've been against Twitter, I totally understand that. I think that you should at least get a Twitter account and, you know, start getting on there, being part of the conversation, part of the public square. And also, if you're a content creator, get on Twitter, because with what Tucker just announced, this is going to be a game changer, a massive game changer. And he won't be the only. He's the top of the food chain, but there's going to be more people that Elon is going to be connecting with. And I guarantee you that this is going to change the entire landscape of what, you know, we are seeing right now. And I think this is huge. I think this is huge. I agree, Azra. I think that's how you say your name. Rumble doesn't have enough normie content. That's 100% accurate. Rumble has to work on their normie content. They're really politically heavy, massively politically heavy right now. The difference in Twitter and Rumble right now is that Twitter still has normie stuff. And in order to really change the game, you've got to have that normie crowd. You've got to have those normie outlets. You just do. You have to have their presence there in order to have some type of impact. And Twitter has the ability to impact more people. Trump really needs to get back on Twitter. I don't know what the ramifications are with his contract and his agreement with True Social. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. Ultimately, what I care about is Donald Trump getting back into the White House. That's what I care about. And getting back on Twitter is easily the best decision for him to continue to maximize his opportunities. And so let's see. A lot of the things Jeremy is talking about is planned to be implemented this month on Rumble. And I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that because, again, Rumble's doing a great job of their platform and building their platform. If you remember what YouTube looked like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, YouTube didn't operate like it does now. It took time. It took breaking things. It took figuring the process out. It didn't happen overnight. So the strides that Rumble has taken has been monumental. Really has been. So let's see who we got here really quick. And then I want to talk a little bit more. Again, this is going to be a fairly short CobraCast. We have Tuesday night's main event happening on the Geeks and Gamers channel. So we'll be moving over there very shortly. I'll be a Huckleberry says, keep throwing the facts out there, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Mike Hill says, this so-called waited 30 years just to get a big payday from Trump. Hope the appeal will be successful. I'm hoping so. The problem is you can't trust the judicial system right now. I've talked about this before. I don't know how Trump trusts anybody. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody already has formed their opinion. Even people in the judicial system. How does Trump get a fair trial in any scenario? I don't know how that happens. I don't know how Trump gets a fair hearing anywhere. Because as we know, people with TDS are psychopaths. They're crazy. They're insane. How does Trump actually get a fair trial? Swig of water for the working man. It's insane. It's insane. Spirian from 199. Thank you. Algebra instructor. I actually made it to another live stream without passing out. Not that I'm shit-faced. Tucker fighting all the misinformation is the best thing since MySpace. Jocelyn, member message, Trump 2024, and hail to the 199. Thank you. Wickedus says Tucker way too smart to not have a contract that he should have protected him. Now they'll have to pay for violating it. Yes, Tucker is a very smart guy. I'll be honest with you. And look at this real quick. Look at this. I tweeted this out earlier. Like all this stuff it's the same process. It's the same process with Trump. They keep leaking this stuff with the intent to try to make Tucker look bad. And all it does is makes Tucker more likable. I'll be honest with you. I didn't consistently watch Tucker Carlson, mainly because it was Fox News. And I never had anything necessarily against Fox News as much as I had something against the mainstream media in general. And so I didn't really watch Tucker that much unless there was a big story. I was never the biggest fan of Tucker. They release all this shit. Now I like Tucker more than I've ever liked him. Listen to this. This is supposed to hurt Tucker Carlson's image.
I did. I talked to her at great length. It was actually pretty funny. I said, she tried to get, I was like, she's got a lot of liberals working over there. And, they see this as war. And we're the main force on the other side. And like, that's crazy. If you've got pronouns in your Twitter bio, you shouldn't work here because we can't trust you because you're on the other side. And she goes, well, who? And I said, I'm not going to name names because I don't know who did it. And I'm definitely not going to cast aspersions on someone unfairly. Just because you're liberal doesn't mean you did this. It does mean you shouldn't work here. And Roger would never put up with this shit. Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? They see this as war. It's like, I'm an actual liberal. Like, I'm totally fine being like, our makeup artist is like a screaming lefty. No, but I'm not that way, but they are that way. And I said, I'm not ashamed of anything I said.
You now look like you recently had COVID. You look fresh-faced and healthy.
But do you know what I mean, Justin?
I know it.
If you've got like that horrible guy who was just horrible, who was Judge Janine's guy. That guy is like a screaming left-wing lunatic. Why does he work here? What? He totally dicked over his anchor, and then we expect he's not going to dick over the network. Like, I don't have specific information on it, but I would. It's just, it's crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm always telling my children, like, what the truth is. You can feel it. Don't lie to yourself.
You were in here? 5.
She's so great. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight.
So that's it, man. He just runs right into it. Like, he's just a normal guy. He's just a normal fucking guy. And these leftists seem to think that by showing that Tucker Carlson is just a regular guy, that's somehow going to hurt him. Again, I have never been the biggest fan of Tucker Carlson. I have never watched his show religiously. I have covered it when there was something relevant. He's had big interviews, but I was not a nightly viewer of Tucker Carlson, not a fan of Tucker Carlson. The more you release this behind the scenes footage, I go, Tucker's kind of cool, man. Yeah, I like Tucker now. Like, you clowns have made me a bigger fan of Tucker than I ever was before, because that's what they do. Leftists are so clueless as to what normal everyday people are like and what relates to them. They are so clueless, and they continue to prove it every single day. Every single day. It's unbelievable. It really, really is. Good Lord, man. Look at this. I got to show you guys this really quick. So right here, this is a tweet that I saw earlier, and I had to respond to it. So right here, I don't know how to pronounce this city. Not that I care. It's nowhere I'm going to ever go. But look at this. We're installing a rainbow crosswalk this month, and we want to hear what you need. Let me. We want to hear what you need from us as a city to feel included, safe, and celebrated. Comments are anonymous. Let us know here. Guess what? They turned comments off. We have turned comments off on this post to ensure that those who view it can do so in an environment that is respectful to all. Oh my God. So I retweeted it. I quote tweeted it and I said, "We want to hear what you need." Turns comments off. This is a perfect example of social justice right here. This is a perfect example of social justice right there. Social justice in a nutshell. That is it right there. Social justice. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Oh man, those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. That is the bottom line right there. All right. We got almost 1,500 people here. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Danny Snowflame says, "Glad to catch my second most favorite illiterate YouTuber live. Keep speaking the truth. Voted for Trump twice. Looking forward to a third. Hail the 199. Thank you. Mouse, I got here late. What did Tucker announce? He is going to bring his show to Twitter. It's going to be a Twitter show now. 100% on Twitter. He just broke the internet, and Elon Musk is a genius. Disco Cobra. So is Rumble trying to be more of an alternative to YouTube? Seems like they want to be. Do they have a decent app for it? I feel like Rumble is trying to become a direct competitor to YouTube. Now, again, I've spoken with people from Rumble. I have direct connections to the top of the food chain at Rumble. I like Rumble. They're aware that they need to get better. But I think they're trying to be a legitimate competitor, not an alternative. I think that they understand that they are an alternative right now, but I think that their goal is to be a competitor. So that's their goal, but right now they are just an alternative. So I like what they're doing in terms of their app. They have a decent app. They just upgraded their app on Android, and it runs a lot better. It's still not where it needs to be, but it's getting there. So, but the app, the latest update for the app, I think is really good on Rumble. And again, I am on Rumble. You can follow D-Day Cobra on Rumble. The Geeks and Gamers Rumble has almost 50,000 subscribers right now. So we're doing really well over there. And so I like what they're doing. They have a ways to go, but I like what they're doing. Let's see. David says, "Will Tucker put in a good word for Alex Jones?" I hope so. That's one of my big issues with Elon, is that he doesn't allow Alex Jones on the platform. And that kind of calls into question the whole free speech thing. Again, no one's perfect, but Elon does have a few flaws from that perspective. So hopefully Tucker will put in, get a bug in his ear about that, but I'm not sure. Ronan the Crusader. This is the end of the fake news machine. Hail 199. Hell yes. Erudai, hail the 199. What's up, Erudai? Erudai runs Geeks and Gamers Tabletop for us, closing in on 10,000 subscribers over there. So, mods, if you want to drop a link to Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, please do that. Magnum Norris, Rumble is the future. Look what these people are doing to Tucker and Crowder. This is by design, okay? Well, I mean, I don't know about the Crowder thing. I think Crowder shot himself in his foot. You guys know how I feel about Steven Crowder. I still think Steven Crowder is a very important voice in everything going on, but I think Steven Crowder's I think he's brought all of this on himself. He's clearly has a target, but yeah, I think he's brought a lot of this on himself. I mean, you're the one burning bridges. I don't know why you're actively burning bridges with major, players in the industry right now. The left is sitting there working together because they hate Trump collectively. Tucker got completely railroaded. Alex Jones got completely railroaded. Donald Trump got completely railroaded. 100%. All those men got completely railroaded. I'm not going to sit here and say Crowder got railroaded. Crowder brought this on himself. That's how I look at it. And I know that look, I recognize when I say that I'm going to get a lot of criticism. I understand that. I can only be honest with you. When I see Steven Crowder, when I see him, as a matter of fact, I'll show it right now again, just so we have proper context so everybody knows where I'm coming from, because shit like this pisses me off. It's going to take me a second to find it. It's going to take me a second, but it was a comment that he made about Trump and DeSantis. And why does Steven Crowder need more information? As plugged in as plugged in as Steven Crowder is on politics, why does Steven Crowder need to say this? You tell me. Here we go. Here we go. This is the type of nonsense right here that we don't need.
Now we're going to get into Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. And I would love to hear what you believe, because this has gone back and forth and the opinions kind of change. I like both guys for different reasons, and I have issues with both guys for different reasons. It's not me being a fence sitter. I genuinely could be persuaded, but I think that both of them, I'd much rather have Ron DeSantis in that seat as governor than not. And I don't want to see that guy damaged beyond belief where he can't continue to be an effective governor.
Right.
I also like Donald Trump acting as some kind of an influence, whether he wins the general election or the primary or not. I don't want to see either one of these guys eliminated from the pool yet. That's where I am. And so I just hope that we can have somewhat of a clean primary with more focus on Biden. Now we're going to
the biggest voice in right-wing commentary needs more information, guys. He needs more information. I'm not sure where I land on this. Coward take. Coward take. Say what you want to say and stand by who you want to stand by. And the obvious choice is Trump. But hey, maybe you want DeSantis, so say it. But he's playing both sides. Playing both fucking sides. And this is the problem with the conservative side and the Republican side and all of that. Back Trump. Get behind the guy with the most juice. This is not complicated. This is not difficult. This is not hard. Back Trump. He's the most popular guy. He has the most support. He has the strongest base. And he's been there and he's done that. And we've seen what he's done. We've seen. Do you really think this country's in better shape now than it was under Trump? Really? But I need more information. That's what Steven Crowder says. That drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. So, let me see. Mouse gives 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Thank you, Mouse. I appreciate that, man. Preston Sparks, I did get your email the other day, Mouse. Preston Sparks says, Rumble blew up with Crowder and Brand wasn't ready for the surge. Sites trash locals. Audio is poo-poo. I believe in them, but I hate that it's taking so long. Love CobraCast, though. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, Crowder, and yes, I criticize Crowder. I'll also say Crowder was monumental with the growth of Rumble. Massive boost. And that's to be commended. For me, like it's at levels. Like when Ricada got banned and went over to Rumble, that helped people like me, people that I'm in that sphere. Ricada's obviously, Law Pope, he's a big deal. He's huge. But Ricada, when he went over there, that helped so many of us in that sphere. And because he brought so much attention over there. And Crowder did the same on another level, and brought more eyes. And so both of those were good for Rumble. And now we need more like normie shit. We need all the stuff that Matt Walsh hates on Rumble. You know why? You know why that stuff's important, Matt Walsh? Because if we had strong gaming content on Rumble right now, if we had strong anime coverage on Rumble right now, if we had that, that would help the platform, Matt Walsh. That would be monumental in this culture war, Matt Walsh, that you continue to talk about how important it is, yet you dismiss things that are actually important to the culture. Imagine if Rumble had PewDiePie. Imagine if Rumble had Markiplier. Imagine if Rumble had Jacksepticeye. Imagine if Rumble had people like that on their platform. But hey, Matt Walsh thinks that stuff's not important. Fucking clown. Algebra instructor. It just jumped on me. Where did it go? Let's see. Patriots win front page. Tucker might be getting $100 million from Elon for a nightly show. Yeah, heard that. By the way, didn't Pewds get fucking banned off Twitch? I know Geeks and Gamers Play uploaded a video. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Shout out to Lethal Lightning. But did Pewds get banned from Twitch? What? What in the world's going on? Let's see. Magnum North says water through for the working men out there. Yes, swig of water for the working man. You build skyscrapers and destroy tyrants. Clint Eastwood. Swig of water for the working man. Yeah, I think Pewds got banned from Twitch. Jimbo, hail Snake Pit, hail the 199, and hail the 2-time Beard of Shame winner, Jeremy. You're all right for being from Bama. Cheers from Arkansas. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Taker610 says, just saw Guardians 3, and it was very impressive. Mauler, Gary, and Az seemed down on it, but I enjoyed it. Then I came back to the real world. Sigh. Yes, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I still think Marvel is in terrible shape. But yeah, here it is right here. So Twitch banned PewDiePie right here. Look at that. PewDiePie has been banned on Twitch despite his channel only running old videos on loop. PewDiePie, they banned PewDiePie. What? This is insane. This is insane. Is there more context or more info? It's not gonna, I got to click on it. Let's see. So right here. Okay. PewDiePie handed mysterious Twitch ban without even streaming. PewDiePie's Twitch account has been banned on the Amazon-owned streaming platform as of May 8th. At the time of writing, an exact reason for this decision is yet unknown. Primarily known for his pre-recorded content on YouTube as one of the biggest influencers on the site to this day, PewDiePie isn't exactly thought of as a Twitch streamer first and foremost. In fact, the Swedish star turned Japan local seemingly hasn't directly appeared live on Twitch in quite some time, at least not in official capacity. So that's so strange, man. So yeah, they're just banned. They banned PewDiePie. God. Dude, Twitch is such a bad platform. It is an objectively terrible platform. There's this new platform named Kick that is basically a Twitch clone. I don't know how the hell they've gotten away with basically just copying Twitch's entire UI, but it literally works just like Twitch, except that the revenue split is like 95-5. And it works great. It really does work great. So I'm actually kind of enjoying it over there. And I'm thinking about, honestly, so we have a partnered Twitch channel with Geeks and Gamers. We're partnered, and then D-Day Cobra almost was partnered, although you typically get denied once or twice before you get approved because I've already reached the threshold on numbers. I'm thinking about officially just shutting down our Twitch accounts and moving to Kick and just archiving them ourselves. Like, I'll ban myself from Twitch because it's such a terrible platform. But yeah, wild. But shout out to PewDiePie. Let's see. Magnum Norris says Alex Jones is a regular on Crowder. Absolutely. I know that. And look, Alex, I love Alex Jones. QB, Quarter Black, still knows Crowder very well. I'm friends with Quarter Black Garrett, so I have no problem with people that are still connected to it in some capacity. None at all. Woobio the Cocker Spaniel. Never forget YouTube started hiding dislikes right after Brandon got 81 million totally legitimate votes in the name of small creators. Yes. If you think that YouTube removed dislikes for creators' mental health, you are a dumbass. You are a clueless, dumbass leftist, because the reason that YouTube disabled dislikes was two reasons: Hollywood and the White House. The White House, Joe Biden's White House, was getting ratioed beyond belief every single upload. And of course, we all saw what happened with Hollywood. It had nothing to do with creators. Not even a bit. Let's see. What's up, Nerdrotic? Yeah, I think he's talking about Guardians, because he did like Guardians. I think, Taker, you said that him and Mauler and Az were down on it, but Gary liked it more than those guys. I didn't watch his upload yet, but I did get the notification. But Gary did like Guardians a lot more than those guys. Probably not as much as me, but he definitely liked it more than most. East Coast Toasty Boy Crowder always virtue signaled about being a Christian and a real man a lot on his shows, and seeing that video how he treated his wife, you're right. Those who preach the loudest, you know the rest. Absolutely. Marcus Henry, what's wrong with Crowder being honest? I don't think he was being honest. I think he was being completely disingenuous. And again, we can have different opinions on it. It's totally fine. I just don't take Crowder as a very honest person. I think Crowder is an entertainer. And I think that he showed his true colors on multiple occasions. And again, if I were in the exact situation he found himself in a few weeks ago, and my personal information is leaking all over the internet, what's going on, I would have simply said, unfortunately, I have some personal information that is being discussed on the internet right now. I'm going through a difficult time, and I would just ask you for complete privacy for me and my family so we can work through it at our own leisure, and we do appreciate it. Now on with the show. Guess what he did? He decided to make a fucking 15-minute professional wrestler monologue, throw his wife under the bus, talk about how he picked wrong, and then brought Candace Owens into it. What? That doesn't sound like someone that wants to keep the privacy of the family as the most important thing. It's bullshit. Magnum Norris, you're right. Trump is the man. Yes, he is. The GOAT. Captain Hyrule. Let's see. Did I hear correctly in a past live stream, Geeks and Gamers won't be at Anime Matsuri? If so, I'm a little disappointed. Unfortunately, yes. Resources-wise, it's not just when Geeks and Gamers appears, it's not just me. You know, I'm bringing the team. I'm bringing a lot of people, and I try to make that as financially easy for everybody involved in the team. It's a very expensive proposition for me. Vegas was a really expensive trip for us, really expensive. And especially with everything going on in Orlando, that has been a massive cost that we have undertaken. So I just can't justify from a resources standpoint, me or the team being away. We need to get back to creating content and staying on the grind. And so I just can't justify the cost. So that's why. But I do apologize if you're disappointed, because we did have fun at Anime Matsuri last year for sure. Paul Blunt, do you miss the pool house? Did you miss the pool house? Yeah, I love this setup here. So I love my Pensacola setup, and it's always nice to come back here. And I spend more time here than many people probably realize. But obviously I love it here. Jimbo says Tucker used to be a neocon. When Trump took power, a lot of Con Inc. changed their tune, then changed back the second he was out. Tucker didn't, though. Not by much. Makes me think he's being real. Yeah, like I said, I've never been the biggest. I'm not going to front and tell you I've always been a Tucker guy, because I haven't. I've appreciated Tucker. I've criticized Tucker when I thought it was, time to criticize him. But ultimately, he is showing to be a real one. And I don't think he's the biggest fan of Trump, although I think he sees the bigger picture with Trump. I don't think he's like the biggest fan of Trump, but I know they know each other. And there's two ways he can look at it. I know him and Trump know each other personally. I don't know if he's the biggest supporter of Trump's campaign per se, although he has generally supported him. Do I see him and Trump working together? Because I know there's been a lot of speculation that maybe he would be Trump's running mate. I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens. I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens. But he's got the juice right now, and they're going to be coming for him. Magnum Norris, I told you it's coordinated, Jay. I told you. Talking about, but I don't see how the Crowder thing is coordinated when he's shooting himself in his own foot. That's where we have the difference. Where, again, my issue with Crowder is two things and two things only: how he did the thing with the Daily Wire, and how he handled the situation when his information leaked. I think that those two things cannot be pointed to any coordination other than his mishandling of the situation. Everything else I can see. There's no doubt Steven Crowder is a target. He's a massive, massive, voice on the right. He's the biggest. I think he's the biggest conservative YouTuber on the platform. And so that's obviously going to put a massive target on him. But these issues I have are self-inflicted wounds that I think made him look incredibly disingenuous and incredibly shady and not very trustworthy. If I knew Steven Crowder, I would not trust him. I just would not trust him. Then you have the Dave Landau stuff. Then you have the Not Gay Jared stuff. There's just a lot that's lining up that makes him look like a really, really kind of slimy dude. Mouse says, I saw your email, decided to ignore it. Seriously, though, I have things I'd like to discuss with you, have plenty of kinks to work out, but I hope you have some time in August to discuss face-to-face, if that's a good idea. Yeah, man, we will coordinate, man, and I appreciate it, buddy. So thank you for reaching out, and looking forward to seeing what you got to say. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier, gifting a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Aaron Bacon, Rumble, not live for another 10-plus minutes. Why? Is there a Rumble link? I didn't set a Rumble link up today. Did I? I'm looking to see. I intentionally did not set. Oh, you know what? It's the last CobraCast on there is Bud Light versus the World. So yeah, that was streamed like 15 hours ago. So I don't know what happened there, but no, I don't have a link for this stream for Rumble, because I said with Rumble that there always this little hang up every time you set up the live streams. For me, it's happened more often than not, and I know that we've got a good following for Rumble, and I want to continue to stream over there, and I will. It's just sometimes it just doesn't work properly. Magnum Norris says they want us to destroy each other. Let's unite against these commies. I agree. That's my whole point. Let's unite. Trump 2024. That's all it takes. That's all I'm looking for. That's a uniting thing right there. That it's Trump 2024. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about right here. Let me find it. I'll find the article and I'll show you. There's been a lot of news today, so it's going to take a second to find it. Okay, right here. This is why we should be rallying with Donald Trump. 41-point lead over GOP primary field. 41 points. Former President Trump has opened a 41-point lead over the rest of the Republican primary field, according to Morning Consult, marking his largest advantage yet in the polling's Outfit Weekly 2024 GOP primary tracker poll. The poll published Tuesday shows that the clear majority of 60% of potential Republican voters back Trump for the nomination, while Governor Ron DeSantis sits in second place at 19%. 19% versus 60%. So yes, we do need to unite. We need to unite again behind Donald J. Trump, the man who's clearly leading, and it's not even remotely close. What do you think is going to happen there where Trump's not going to win that nomination? What do you think? Do you think they're going to reveal that Donald Trump hooked up with a hot chick back in the 80s? Do you think that's going to stop people from supporting him? Of course he hooked up with hot women in the 80s. Of course he did. He's Donald fucking Trump. We expect those types of news stories from Donald Trump because he doesn't hide it. What are we going to hear? That he said he's going to grab a woman by her pussy? Well, we've been there and we've done that, and it did nothing but help him. So there's no scenario where DeSantis beats Trump. I'm sorry, DeSimps. I'm sorry. I know you have been programmed from the rhinos to tell you that Trump can't win the election and we need DeSantis. I know you've been programmed for that. But DeSantis cannot beat Trump head to head. It ain't happening. DeSantis is a big fish in a small pond in Florida. The moment he steps into the game nationally versus Trump, he will get annihilated. It is a political buzzsaw, and he's walking right into it. People like Steven Crowder don't want to tell you that because they're playing both sides. Because in their mind, Trump may get arrested. He may be bogged down with legal stuff, and I want to make sure I get my interview with Ron DeSantis. Of course, you have the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro. They just can't stop telling you how DeSantis is the greatest person on the planet. Dave Rubin's another one. He can't stop doing it either. Meanwhile, Trump has a massive fucking lead that is insurmountable. Nobody is coming close. So that's my unification right there. Unify behind Donald Trump, and let's take the fucking White House back so we can stop this clown world we're living in. So that's where we are with it. 199. No, I mean, I don't think Trump's actually going to be like arrested to the point, but that's what they're hoping. They're hoping to bog him down with all of that. I do appreciate you, Magnum Norris. You've always been a big supporter, so Me and you see this the same with just a few details. That's all. Just a few details. That's all. Now, again, we are going to go live on Tuesday night's main event over on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. So be on the lookout for that. And then obviously we're going to have a full panel over there. This was just a emergency CobraCast to talk about everything going on with Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and the news of the day. It's been a huge news day. It's been a massive news day. And I'm going to be here for another few minutes, so I'm not ending it right this second. So any more questions, throw them my way. I'm here to answer whatever you got, and I appreciate you guys being here. East Coast Toasted Boy says, let's see. Let's see. No, I don't. He says, no, I think Trump is attacking DeSantis because he views him as a threat that can beat him, given all DeSantis has done in Florida. I think that Trump is going on the offensive with DeSantis because behind the scenes, DeSantis has clearly shown allegiance towards people like Paul Ryan and Karl Rove and Jeb Bush. That's why I think that Trump has gone on the offensive, which is actually him counterpunching, because historically, Trump does not hit first. He typically hits back. He's not the type to try and he loves the fight, okay? No doubt about that. But Trump typically does not hit first. He hits back. He's a counterpuncher. And there's no doubt Ron DeSantis has been talking to people like Paul Ryan. There's no doubt that he's been talking to Jeb Bush. There's reports that he's been talking to Karl Rove. All right, if that's the case, that's a bad situation right there. He did say that, I think he said his political hero was George H.W. Bush, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he say that? And so Trump is a counterpuncher. That's what he's always been. And so yeah, that's where and I love that people like Dave Rubin have been showing like video of Trump talking good about Paul Ryan. And it's like, you realize all that does is makes Trump look better. That you say that Trump doesn't have the temperament to be a leader, yet now you're showing where he actively was putting his differences aside to work with people within the party, even though they had differences. All you're proving is that Trump has the temperament that you say he doesn't. You fucking clowns. I've seen Dave Rubin posting that Paul Ryan video where Trump was actually talking good about Paul Ryan. You're like, so he's putting his differences aside to work within the party? Well, thank you. Thank you for showing that he has the right temperament to be the leader, to set any differences aside to try and get things moving forward in this country. Thank you, Dave Rubin. Holy shit, man. Like, these things aren't the guy. When people have TDS, they're fucking stupid. They really are dumb. It's mind-blowing. Let's see. Let me see. I personally prefer DeSantis, but running against Trump at this point is the wrong move. He's going to ruin his political career. Whoever backs Trump now will be the strongest candidate after Trump. They'll have the MAGA vote. Agreed completely. So again, you're talking to someone who was a big fan of Ron DeSantis. I live in the state of Florida. I've loved what Ron DeSantis has done in the state of Florida. I have long felt that Ron would be the heir apparent to Trump. And I felt he would be the perfect guy to take over after Trump, which again, this is a unique situation. If Trump wins 2024, he only has 4 years. This won't be an 8-year run. So it's a very unique situation. So the person that would be the next person up would be in a great position and would only be 4 years away. But I think DeSantis has let a lot of the rhinos get in his head. You know what I mean? Let's see. Mike Hill says the latest DeSantis campaign promo has the end of his bumper sticker covering up Trump's sticker. Really? Well, it's probably a super PAC. So you can't hold DeSantis directly responsible. I mean, I guess you can, but again, they're his super PAC. So there's going to be things that are done that you can't necessarily say he directly was involved in it, but this is what super PACs do. I'd like to see that one though. Magnum Norris is based people need to stop stabbing each other in the back. Otherwise, we're done. These commies are straight 1984. I agree. We agree. Jack Sutphin says DeSantis signed a bill against free speech in Florida. He's a rhino through and through. Yeah, his numbers have been tanking. Adam Bowman, that's kind of stuff I don't like about Trump. When I look for someone to be president, I look for someone that is as clean as the country preacher. Yeah, but let's be real, okay? Let's be real. If you really want to be honest about it, Donald Trump is probably the cleanest politician we've ever seen in our lifetime. Because politicians are some of the slimiest, filthiest, lying pieces of garbage we've ever seen. And I mean major politicians. So I'm not talking about, there's probably lower level people that were actually, when you're talking about major politicians, Donald Trump is probably the cleanest politician we have ever seen in our lifetime. The man has been investigated more than any human being on the planet. They can't find anything on him. If they go through Obama's history like they've gone through Trump's, what do you think they're going to find? What do you think they're going to find? You go through George W. Bush's history, what do you think they're going to find to the level that they have scrutinized Trump? So again, Trump ain't perfect, but nobody is. Nobody's perfect. But he's probably the cleanest politician we have seen in our lifetimes at this major level of what we're talking about. Yeah, shout out to Big Mike. I'll be a Huckleberry. They are not sending their best. Aaron Bacon, looks like the Biden family is neck deep in corruption in Romania as well. House Oversight Committee to do public announcement at 9 a.m. Washington, D.C. time. The walls are closing in on Hunter. They're closing in on him for sure. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Let's see. Ron needs to remember that without Trump, he would have lost to Gillum. Yes, that is the fact right there. Jimbo says old guard GOP act appalled like Trump hooked up with busty blondes, but ignore whatever Lindsey Graham probably has locked in his basement. Lindsey Graham, man, God. Lindsey Graham's another one of these. Who's the guy that Trump gave his phone number out? Was that Lindsey Graham or was that somebody else during the primaries? Was that somebody else or was that Lindsey Graham? I can't remember. Correct me, chat. He gave somebody's phone number out during the primaries. Who was that? Was that Lindsey Graham that he did that to? I can't remember. It was somebody's phone number. I'm waiting for the chat. The chat will let me know. Yeah, he gave Lindsey Graham's phone number out. Oh, shit. Let me find that clip, dude. That shit was hilarious. I don't know if let's see. Trump. Lindsey Graham phone number. See if we can find that. Trump's such a clown. All right, here it is. The title is Trump gives out Republican rivals phone number. Here we go. Right here.
So Lindsey Graham says to me, please, whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying to myself, what's this guy, a beggar? He's like begging me to help him with Fox and Friends. So I say, okay, and I'll mention your name. He said, could you mention my name? I said, yes, I'll mention. And he gave me his number, and I found the card. I wrote the number down. I don't know if it's the right number. Let's try it. 202 228 0292. I don't know. Maybe it's, it's 3-4 years ago, so maybe it's an old number. 202 228 0292. So, I don't know. Give it a shot.
So, of course they hate him. Of course they hate him. Oh, God. Trump's the best, dude. Trump is the best. He really is. All right. Ghost Crusaders becomes a new member of the 199 Snake Pit. Thank you so much. Joe Tapia says, Trump late 2024. Need it for the 199. Honestly, I am 100% okay with a Trump late ticket. I really am. So, all right, before we get out of here, if you go to 221B Tactical, you can get your Snake Pit 199 Battalion t-shirt right here. Only available for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Mods will be dropping links. So your Snake Pit Battalion 199, that's a high quality shirt from 221B. I know we have them on other like Teespring and all that, but this is kind of like the official shirt, and it's only going to be available for 2 weeks. And if we can sell enough of those, then it's going to give us the option to, move more stuff, give you patches, all that stuff. So go over to 221B Tactical, get yourself that Snake Pit 199 t-shirt. I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live on Geeks and Gamers in about 35 minutes. So I'm going to drop the link right now. Let me share, copy, and then right here, boom, Tuesday night's main event right there. I just dropped the link. So if you guys want to go click that link, show me some 199 love over there in that chat. And we'll be live in about 35 minutes for Tuesday night's main event. Again, this was just a surprise CobraCast. I'm going to give full credit to why this happened. This stream happened because of you guys, because I got a lot of tags on Twitter and I got a lot of tags in the Discord for me to go live. I try my best to give you exactly what you asked for. I would not have gone live today if you guys did not demand it. So I work for you. I'm here for you. I will always try my best to entertain you. So thank you guys for, asking me to do this, showing me you want me to do this. I really appreciate it. So if you have not joined the Geeks and Gamers Discord, feel free to do that. And you got the Snake Pit in there. They have a lot of fun. They're really active. And, but yeah, man, you guys are the best. So thank you. I'll see you on Tuesday night's main event in about 30 minutes over on Geeks and Gamers. Hail to the 199, and I'll see you in about 30. Good night, everybody.